Hi everybody. Hi, I'm Michelle and welcome along. Thank you very much for joining us today. So before we go in and tell you a little bit about Arbonne and the business, I just want to introduce myself so you know who's talking to you today. So I'm Michelle and my background is actually in kind of corporate world. I used to be in IT and financial services. Which was great, absolutely loved it, but it was really, really long hours. It was very intense, and I reached a point in my life where I just kind of knew I'd had enough of that. And to be honest, I didn't really know what I wanted to do after that. And it was a pure chance encounter that I met with the lovely Rebecca, who you're going to see in a minute, who introduced me to Arbonne through the products. I just started using the products because I saw how great she looked, and I wanted a bit of that. It wasn't until I've been using the products for a little while that I realised there was a fantastic business opportunity, which is exactly what I was looking for. New challenges, new opportunities, new people, great social life. And I dived in and I'm absolutely loving it. Can't wait to reach, find out all the great things that Arbonne's got to offer me in the future and I've got to offer to other people. So looking forward to talking to you about business.
Hi everybody, as Michelle said, my name is Rebecca Moore. I am an area manager with Arbonne International. We'll explain what that all means a little bit on in the presentation. Very similarly to Michelle in terms of falling into Arbonne, it is something that people tend to fall into. The products are the thing that grip you because they are world class. There's nothing else on the market that can touch them. So you tend to fall in love with the products and then you become aware of this incredible business opportunity that's available to us. And for me, in my previous life, I was an optician. I was a director of a really large optical superstore, and it was a very corporate life, and it was very full on and stressful. And I did it for a long time and didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to have a complete change of lifestyle. I wanted to think about a family, and Arbonne is the thing that I can do in and around the lifestyle I've chosen to have. So, a much more laid back lifestyle where I can be there for my lovely little daughter, who's now 1 year old. And this business fits in and around her, most importantly. But I just absolutely love it. You can build a global business right here, sitting in your office space at home, which I think is just fantastic. So we're just going to give you a very short presentation just to give you a bit of an overview of our business and our products. And if it's something that you are interested in, then obviously please feel free to contact your consultant who gave you the link to have a look at this little video.
Right, so let's kick off and tell you a little bit about who Arbonne are and why we think it's great. So as you can see here, we are a botanically based health and wellness company. And we've actually been around for 37 years now. And it was started in 1975 by this chap down in the left-hand corner here, Peter Mork, who was a botanist, a Norwegian botanist and chemist living and working in Switzerland, who had a vision that he wanted to bring premium quality products to women like myself in their own home, who could afford them, and it wasn't going to be, something that only really, really rich women could afford. He wanted to bring this cutting-edge research and development and do it through word-of-mouth advertising. So we have everything is done through this passionate culture of independent consultants. And when you do become part of Arbonne, you realise how passionate people are. We've been, as I say, been around for 37 years. We've moved from just being in the US, which is where we actually launched the company, moving into the UK, Canada, Australia, Poland, New Zealand, Taiwan, and excitingly into Germany next year. And I know Rebecca's going to talk a bit about that later. But it's a really, it's a fascinating business to be in. It's extremely good in terms of compensation. So we have a very generous compensation plan, but it's all about effort-based business. So the great thing about this is when you get started, you've got this really great backup. So you've got, all your marketing is done for you, all your website is there, everything is there for you. And all you really need to do, and all I needed to do when I got started, was just to go out and talk to people about it, which is the lovely thing about it.
Yeah. Okay, so I had never heard of network marketing. We're actually rephrasing this now for more of social marketing because it explains it much better. It is socially, we have conversations with people and we talk to them about our product. That is the simplest form of what our job is. And it's super easy. And we as women and some men are very, very good at talking about things that we love. And that's what our business is. You know, we go out and talk to people and tell them about these amazing products, get them to try them, and then show them how they can purchase them for themselves. It's a really super simple model that is completely different to the traditional business model. So if you look at a traditional model, you know, whenever I used to go into the department store and go to the concession stand, I would purchase spend 40 quid on my day cream, not think about it, the journey that it's been through, all the processes it's been through. You know, that pot of cream that I purchased for £40 originally, if we go right back on this traditional model here, somebody manufactured that. You know, it was then put in a warehousing system. The wholesaler was involved in terms of shipping it over, and the sales force, there's a huge team of people that are responsible for marketing, advertising, getting the products where they need to be. And then the retailer gets involved. The retailer obviously has to pay his staff, lighting cost, rents, rates, etc., etc. So when you start to look at these individual processes of being individual companies and each of those having their own profit margin, you start to see that there can't actually be, we've got to pay all these guys along the way, so there can't actually be that much value going into that pot. And that's what Petter was very much about. You know, he wanted just to have the highest quality ingredients, but at high street or less than high street prices. And the way that we're able to do that is by not following this traditional retail, pattern, is by going with a network marketing pattern, because we cut out all of those middlemen. We don't have to pay them along the way. You know, we actually produce our own products in America. They're created in California. They are then shipped direct to a consumer via an independent consultant. So we don't have to, any of those guys in the middle that we have to worry about. Now, I don't mean that the products go to an independent consultant and then the independent consultant sends them to the consumer. It's not like a direct selling company like, where you're doing catalogue dropping and you're picking up individual lipsticks. That isn't how our business works. What we do is, we're obviously an internet-based company, so we will introduce somebody to the product, give them product for them to try, and then show them how they can purchase them online. They're delivered safely to their own front door, and we don't have to deal with the cash. We don't have to deal with any holding stock. We purely are finding the right product, creating a relationship with that customer, and enabling them to purchase the products for themselves online. The wonderful thing about this is we do the work once and we get paid again and again and again. Our customers love our products and they do not run out of them. So each and every time that they purchase, I have no involvement in this apart from the initial stage, we get paid a commission for that. And it's just fabulous. So just fantastic way of working. We're just going to talk a little bit about the products. I'm not going to go too much into detail because I could easily talk about them all night. But our products are unique. They are stand out of the crowd products. You know, we have got the very, very best team of chemists that are blending the very, very best products in the world. And what they're doing is they're finding, they're using the best products, but they're blending them with the very best clever green science. What that means is they're making a product which actually does something. We are a results-driven company. It's very much about the results of what our products do. And we'll talk about that in a second when we talk about our clinical testing. So just remember that. Best products in the world, best way of producing them to get the best results. We never ever test on animals. We are vegan certified, which is a really hard accreditation to get across the range of our products. But we don't use any products that have been tested on animals or any ingredients that have been tested on animals. We only test on humans. They are obviously volunteers, but we only test on them. And we also test independently in clinical trials. And the reason I say this is because our anti-aging range, which is award-winning, it stands out above the crowd, I have to say. We have, as you can see on this screen here, we have a range for women and we have a range for men. And that might seem, quite obvious because there are men and women ranges in the high street. But what you'll often find is the same product inside. It's just labelled and manufactured differently. What Arbonne do is they understand that men and women have different skin, so they produce products that are specific for those skin types. And the amazing thing with these testing facilities that we have is that we have clinically proven results within 24 hours from these products. Specifically the serum and the eye cream, you're going to see results with them using them incredibly quickly. There's a funny little device here that is called the Genius Ultra. Now this is fantastic new product that we launched last year, and it just won the Beauty Awards Best Electronic Device for this year. And what this does is it enables us to get the very, very best of the ingredients that we've got here. It allows the products to get as deep as it can into the skin so that they're much, much more effective. So you could use the products on their own and they would be brilliant, but using it in conjunction with this great new device is giving exceptional results. Okay, so we don't do just anti-aging skincare products. We have a massive wide range of consumable products, over 450 in the product line, and that ranges, as you can see here, skincare, nutrition, bath and body, makeup. There's loads more than what's actually on this screen here. And I reckon any person in the world who came up to me, I'd be able to find a product for them within our product range. They are exceptional. The spa range is just beautiful. The makeup uses something called OptiLight technology. So you just look like you've got, a camera crew on you all the time. Your skin just looks flawless all the time. And the nutrition is amazing. We're, again, vegan nutrition, and we don't have any of those nasties that you tend to find in nutrition products. There's no artificial ingredients or sweeteners. We just use vegan, natural products to get the best out of our nutrition range. We won't talk about every single one that's in here, but the reason that we've put this slide on is to show you that this business is about selling and using consumable products. People are going to use these products and reorder and use them again. Every time that they run out of shampoo, conditioner, makeup, whatever it is, of an item that they love, they are going to reorder it. And that's what makes sense to me in terms of a business, because you do the work once and they continue to reorder again and again and again. So very simply, how does it work? Well, our business model is so simple. We simply stop spending money in the high street. We reinvest the money into our own shop. We purchase products, the Arbonne products for ourselves to use, and then we teach and train other people how to do the same. At the same time, building a client base, and Michelle's going to talk about this in a second. But when you join Arbonne, you get incredible savings. So you're able to buy super high quality products, but at high street prices. And then you're using the products, sharing them with your friends and family, and then they're benefiting from these amazing savings as well. But they're getting pure, safe and beneficial products delivered directly to their home address.
So why Arbonne and why now? You might ask. Well, Rebecca's already talked about the fact that they are consumable products. And this is really important in terms of the success that we might have as independent consultants. Everybody uses these products, as Rebecca said. But we've also got this added thing that's come in, in the last few years, become so strong, this demand for health and wellness. We all want the best for ourselves, for our children, for our families. And particularly younger people have got a real push for this. So veganism is growing. People are really worried about the things that are going into, antibiotics and steroids and things like that are going into the food chain. people want to look and feel better, and health and wellness is becoming really, really important for them. It's one of the fastest growing areas in terms of business. It's growing exponentially. But the other thing is network marketing is growing, and actually is one of the fastest growing areas of sales literally across the Western world. So it seems to be very much driven by people who want to be able to have flexibility in their lives. They don't want the 9 to 5. They want to be able to leverage their time. They want to be able to, as Rebecca said, do the work once and gain from it again and again. We all see these pictures of people sitting on the beach and, with their laptops and maybe, and saying they're still earning a lot of money. And I used to think it was a dream, but it actually isn't. It really isn't. And this ability to do something, build a team, help other people to be doing this as well, and to earn an income on that is an incredible advantage. And it's something that people are really, really getting to grips with now, which is why it's burgeoning. People want to get more from the time they spend working. And the thing that really struck me about why Arbonne was so different, and I did look at other network marketing companies, social marketing companies, when I was kind of looking at Arbonne, just to compare it. And the great thing was, literally, the minute I decided that, yes, this was something I wanted to do, and yes, I could see that this was a great business, was literally the next day, my business was up and running. So it's a completely internet-based business, as Rebecca's already talked about. But the internet, all of the infrastructure was given to me. I didn't have to create it. I've never had to create marketing materials or a website or worry about distribution or buy in stock or do any of those things, because the company does all of that. My role, and anybody who works with Arbonne's role, is to basically go out and tell people about it. We are the brand ambassadors. We are the sales force. We are telling people and using word of mouth advertising. And that's why it's fantastic. So you could be sitting on an airplane talking to somebody. You could be in the queue in a supermarket talking to somebody. Any of those people might be the next customer or the next team member. And so we're able to do our business anytime, anywhere, anyhow. It's a bit like Martini, really.
Love that.
So how do you get started? Well, here's a picture of the lovely Rebecca, looking rather disheveled on the beach. And like for me, it definitely started that way. I met Rebecca. She had created, she decided she wanted to be an Arbonne and wanted to build a team. So she invited me to join her, as I did. So here's me down on the left-hand side. And here are some other people that she invited to join her too. And we all saw that this was a great opportunity, and this was a great way for us to, basically earn a living, gain an income, but also to have a really social environment to work in, which I think you'll find most people who work in Arbonne really love that we are part of a team and we can rely on each other and support each other. So we started building this team. And the great thing is, I then started talking to other people, and other people started saying, oh, that sounds great. And also, as we've said already, looking at things like, well, your skin looks great. What are you using? How are you able to live the lifestyle that you're living when you're not working full time? And so, people asking questions, you start telling them about it, and they decide they want to join either as a member of the team because they're interested in building a business, or as a customer. It could be either. So we gradually just build this network, and it becomes exponentially bigger and bigger and bigger. And all of that helps all of us to grow as a business.
And that's the perfect thing about, time leveraging. Michele obviously spoke about that before. So me as a self-employed person, I could work 100 hours a week, absolutely kill myself working. And I would get paid for those 100 hours, because we're so used to in this society of the wage system, working an hour and getting paid for an hour. So I could personally go out and work 100 hours in a week and get paid for them. It would kill me. I'd feel absolutely shattered. I wouldn't be able to do it for a very long time. And the amazing thing about building a business like this is if I sponsor, 10 people, and teach and train them how to be successful in their business, and they go on and do the same, and so on and so on. I'm doing my 10 hours a week of work. They're all doing their 10 hours a week of work. I'm creating 100 hours of work that I'm getting paid on, but actually I'm only doing 10 hours myself. And that's the wonderful thing with time leverage. This business can be exponentially as big as you want to. Arbonne they don't limit you to how many people that you can bring along on this journey. It's really incredible. So just to give you a quick idea of the compensation plan and where we're at, as a district manager, you can get there relatively quickly. The average last year was 5 to 7 months. And as a district manager, your average earnings are between £200 and £800 on a monthly basis. As an area manager, the average time to get to that position is 12 to 20 months. And you do then start at this level, you then start to see a significant change in pay. My starting salary as an area manager is £800 a month. And that goes up to about 3,000 on a monthly basis. The great thing here is your business becomes a willable asset. So if, God forbid, anything did happen, you would be able to pass that on to your children or partner, and they would be able to continue with this amazing business that you've already created. You've got an asset at this level, which is just fantastic. That's where I'm at the moment, area manager, soon to be regional vice president. At this level, it generally takes about 24 months to 34 months to get there. Now, bear in mind, guys, most people are still working a full-time job, or a full-time mum to however many children. This is something that they're doing in and around their other businesses. When you get to regional vice president, then obviously you've got some choices. It doesn't have to necessarily be a plan B. It can then actually start to be a plan A. And the reason being is because the starting salary is about, on a monthly basis, about 3,000, and it goes up to about £8,000 on a monthly basis. At this level, the reason the Mercedes badge is there is because you get a Mercedes. So you get a £500 monthly cash bonus that you can put towards any car that you like, as long as it's a Mercedes and white. You can purchase whichever one that you'd like to have. And you do get really treated very well at this level. Lovely Tiffany jewellery, beautiful watches, and presents on your birthday, and flowers on Valentine's Day. They really do start to look after you, and I just don't ever remember that in any previous job that I had. The recognition is wonderful. And then where we all want to be is national vice president, and currently in the UK the average time to get there is 41 to 53 months. And at this level you're looking at a minimum of 10,000 on a monthly basis, but as I said before, that is not capped. So there's no glass ceiling. You can literally build your business and earn £100,000 a month if you wanted to. The opportunity is there for you to do that. You get an increased Mercedes bonus, and you and your family get flown out to Maui every January to spend time with the MVPs, which is just wonderful. We have a global training conference every year in Vegas, and as a national vice president you get flown out, your own suite, really treated like a rock star, which is where we all want to be. So it's just a brief overview. Of course, we'll talk to you in detail about the levels and how to get there if it's something that you're interested in learning a bit more on. When I first saw this presentation, it was slightly different, but this slide was the one that got me. When I realised that we were at the time only in 5 countries, and the fact that we've got this incredible CEO, Kay Napier. She was the CEO of Procter & Gamble and McDonald's. She came over to Arbonne 6 years ago, and nearly 7 years ago. And she is such a fantastic CEO. She's the driving force for us to take for this global expansion plan that we have. But looking at this wonderful slide just made me realise that I can have a global business just sitting from my office as I'm sitting here, or bedroom, or wherever I decide to work with my laptop. And at the moment, anybody that's in any of these countries, I'm able to set them up as a consultant and help them set up their own businesses. and they become part of my network. So I have a team in Australia already, which is fantastic. I'm in talks to somebody in Poland. I have consultants that are consumers in in America. So, but what's so exciting is all that bluey grey area, you know, where we're yet to go. As Michele touched on, we're going to be going to Germany next year, which is incredibly exciting. And you just need to know one person in that country, and you're then able to have an international business. It just absolutely blows my mind. So the opportunity is so vast still as we speak.
So you've heard all about the business. Hopefully that's given you a good insight into this. And as we've said, please talk to the person who has suggested that you watch this. So go back and talk to them. And think about, well, what does this mean for me? Where do you see yourself? So let me start on the right-hand side. You might think, yep, I've heard a lot about this already. And now what I've heard Rebecca and Michele say, I'm really interested in this. I really think this might be something I could do. I'm kind of ready to get to find out more about this and maybe get started in my own business. And if that's you, then talk to us or whoever introduced you about becoming an independent consultant. It's a really low cost sign up fee. It's actually £56 in the UK at the moment. And that gives you 35% off suggested retail price. You get straight into this really generous compensation plan that Rebecca's already talked about with the Mercedes-Benz cash bonus. And the great thing is you start to get hooked in straight away into our personal growth and development. And trust me, that is an enormous part of what we do for the consultants. People who come in who really think to themselves, well, I'm just not sure. I like the idea, but I'm just not sure how to do this. Trust me, there is lots and lots of support. There's lots of training, and nobody is going to leave you on your own. You will get lots of help to get going on this. If, however, you're thinking, okay, well, I'd really like to try the products first. It sounds really great, but I'd love to try the products, and I might get, started with the skincare or the nutrition or whatever. Becoming a client or preferred client is great. So as a preferred client, you're going to get at least between 20 and 40% off the retail prices. Very low cost sign up fee. It's actually £17, and you get a free gift, which is worth much more than that. Free gift of your choice, which is worth much more than the £17. And you get rewards and promotions and things like that as well, which is great. And most people who want the products do join us as a preferred client. And the other way, of course, is if you're thinking, well, it sounds great, and I know loads of people who might be interested in finding out a bit more about this, love to try the products, love to share this with my friends, then why not talk to us about hosting an event? So it could be anything. It could be around your kitchen table, it could be in your living room, it could be in your office, it could be in your community centre or anything like that. We'll help you do it. We'll help you to set up the event. You can invite people along. We'll bring all the products. We'll have a great time, and you'll earn some lovely gifts along the way as well. So just let us know what you think.
Fab. And that's it from us. We just wanted to give you a short introduction. Of course, any questions that you have, feel free to contact us directly, or as Michele said, speak to the consultant who actually got you on this call. So thank you for taking time out and listening to us this evening. Thanks very much.